only. Yes, you will only find this. Nothing else.
Okay, so
We set the bar. Okay, you
we
go.
have TSdL round of 64. Pete versus Ed506. Joined with me is Venorion.
Hello, hello again. All right, let's get things started on Ed506 side. We got a very strong, I would say, single target comp mixed in, with a bit of a dash of Arene and a Helena. One thing like Ed's comp, he's got a lot of like old meta units back from seasons 4 and 5. I want to say with the D-Let in the and
Yulia, yeah.
Yulia, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Really, yeah, Reen too, which seems really out of place in this box.
Yeah, we like I said, like if he can land his AOE, can still be annoying, buff or unbuff. That's for sure.
We don't see a lot of Reen these days because so many people are just rushing, and Reen is not exactly the greatest in that against that.
He stays behind, but he tries. He tries. Like one day, guys, I'll catch up. Don't worry.
Pete on the other.
I'll lay the AOE one day, maybe turn 5.
Pete on the other hand has no juggler, but running Lando and Hilda. Wants to be safe against any sort of mage picks. Himiko's a little old, but there's enough AoE in Pete's box.
Yeah, Pete is, I say, his friends running a very standard box here. No big surprises whatsoever. These are all units you still see in every Apex game, I say right now. The only, I want to say, yeah, there's no big surprises here at all. Just no juggler. Instead running the Lanius and Hilda instead, so I say that's the biggest surprise.
Yeah, not exactly leaning towards tank push because there's only Laurentia and Razan, 2 healers. And there are some sub healers, but mostly looking to yeet. Maybe pick up a tank if they pick a lot of single target or you're fighting a single target box, which he kind of is.
So yeah, so P has a good well-rounded. Well, Ed is fighting 6 months ago, so we'll see.
Damn. First ban Razan with this box, with Pete's box rather, I don't necessarily think it is something you need to do. Himiko can definitely fight Razan effectively. It's pretty much just Kruger who cares a lot about fighting Razan, I'd say.
Yeah, like it's. Yeah, I guess you like if he picks the Kruger, then like the first pick Razan, but makes matters. But a lot of times I feel people just pick first ban the Razan just reflux. It's just like, yeah, she's in the. Don't want to deal with any heal block and just immediately remove it. Well, these days I feel there's bigger threats you gotta worry about, like with Lucretia and other heavy DPS dealers.
Yeah, I mean, if you're running a bunch of AoE debuff, it would definitely make sense to ban Razan, or if you're running primarily AoE, it makes sense. But Pete's box has the ability to be flexible enough to not need to be locked into banning Razan. Maybe banning something more threatening towards his strategy.
Oh, let's see Pete if does pick any debuffers like Himiko or the Kruger.
It does open up AoE Lucretia as well.
Oh, there. Going for the Rosen here, going for the single target, removing the tank threats. So there you go. And Pete's locking down with his own tank with the Lania's first pick.
I think banning Hilda makes a lot of sense. And hello, Will. Oh wait, he can't hear me. Why'd I even say hello? I read that. I'm so good today. Shit. Yeah, banning Hilda banning Hilda makes sense. There's a lot of serial target in Pete's box. Elwyn particularly is generally going to make a box lean more towards single target. It opens up Lucretia and TJS to be able to harass people safely. Ares and Sherry can follow up, even Burn and Helena. They can all do single target as needed. And Ed506 doesn't have a tank now. He has a Rosalia. So I feel that if Pete just goes down the single target route, like pick up Helena, Ellen, those kind of units, then it's going to be difficult for Ed to deal with.
Yeah, so now like because Ed doesn't have much. Well, we'll see if his healers get banned next, or if Ed's going to focus on the single targets meta strategy at all. So
Yeah, P conversely has Landius, which is going to be able to soak up a lot of hits from any single target on Ed's side.
exactly, and like at least Lanny is going to last at least two turns with the revive. Uh, so yeah, we'll see. I'm surprised he picks the Rosen person, not the Cherry, but since Cherry is such an overpowered unit compared to Rosen.
Yeah, Rosalia's. I'm not sure what's up with the Rosalia first pick, honestly.
Yeah, I would have definitely gone with the Cherry first pick, just to because she has a lot more flexibility compared to Rosalia, but maybe he has a plan in mind.
Yeah, maybe Ed is turn player one. He could try to go for some sort of teleport Rosalia play and snipe units, but um, Eyeball says it right. Helena is a really damn good pick here. She just wrecks tankless. If they're clumped up at all, she not only kills a unit, she also damages a bunch of people around them. She's really difficult for anybody to kill her after she goes in. So yeah, Helena's just a great pick here.
Mm-hmm. All
Banning
right,
out
moving.
Elwyn kind of tells you that this Landius is not blood packed, right? Otherwise, Landius doesn't really care about Elwyn.
Oh, I was going to say, getting rid of the Elwyn just for his faction buff. So, because right now you got Resentio and Elijah Genesis on the field, maybe that's the reason why the Elwyn was banned.
You know, that's pretty fair too, because this is definitely a really heavy glory box. So yeah.
Yeah. So.
And Ellen is annoying even if you have Blood Pack just for dispelling your guard, especially against a single target comp like this. So yeah, fair.
Go either way.
You don't want to give Elwyn or you don't want to give TJS Elwyn usually. Liko is way too defensive.
Yeah, he's totally hard considering looking like the rest of his box. He's picking the healer and the tank first. Like I feel like Pete is just going to pick up the dreads of any DPS he has left. He still has to pick a debuffer yet, even though he first banned was Resentio.
Yeah, this is a single target box mostly, other than Reen, really. Everything else is single target. Helena can do a bit of AoE, but it's not going to be effective with the units that you picked. Helena can go in and trade for whatever unit she wants at this point. Liko, she's a healer, but I mean, I feel like if you really wanted to pick a healer, then Florentia looks like the better option here. Act again. Breeze to help control the match with some more of your long leg single targets. I don't see what Liko's gonna do.
Yeah, especially when you got no other units picked for Dark Faction here. Like I can see now Ed just banning out the Kyura and the Kruger.
But at the same time, he still has a lot of great single target picks that will just be able to kill whatever, and Ed has to get through Landius. So it can still work. I just feel that a better pick could have happened. Liko does have mass heal every turn, but it's more so that that's really good against AoE, which Ed is not running. And I just feel like Pete didn't really need a healer.
No, not like you say. If he did want to go the safe healer, then the Florentia would definitely be the better flexibility option. Because then you just now just pick the Bernhard and get the Empire buff, and that makes it even more twice the annoying healer.
Yeah, we know that it's Holy Lucretia, so it's likely Gift of Eternal Life. There was just plenty of healing left in Pete's box, especially to fight a single target box, right? Gift of Eternal Life is really good against single target boxes. Okay, so Ed gets the Helena. Less good against Pete's team than Helena would be against Ed's team.
Again, picks the Helena over the Cherry. That's weird. Personally,
yeah, especially if it's not Bracer Liko, then Sherry with Goblins and Legion can kill Liko. Even if it is Bracer, if it's a really good Sherry, maybe if she gets some sort of or damage up buff, she could still probably kill Liko. And Ares, not as good as Helena.
No, not far from it. No, Ares. I can see if he could go either way with the single target or the AoE blast. Both could work in his favor, but no, you're right. It just much better options on the field right now for Pete.
The thing is, Helena has so much more range, and she's so much harder to kill. And they're like, in terms of both being units that AoE after they attack, they're pretty similar in function, but it just feels like Helena's bringing more to the table.
Yeah, so well, these are all weird picks so far. I gotta admit, everything we called for hasn't been happy. So this is great commentary, guys.
Yeah, I mean it is great commentary because we're covering what should be happening.
Well, it should be, but instead they're messing with our heads. It's great.
Will says Helena over Reen seems crazy. I mean, I guess Pete's picking really defensively and definitely playing tank push, so Reen could be good. We'll see.
Guess we have the other healer in the.
I'm okay with those bans.
Okay, and there's your own healer on Ed's side. And the Rain is left. Does he pick the Rain? Wow, Rain survived the 5th round pick, you guys. This goes to show how far he's fallen from the meta.
I used to love giving people 5th pick Rain.
It's like, I want to make this game like slightly bit more difficult for them.
I want to stall until turn 8. Okay, so Yulia, I don't think you need to ban her. Somehow, against this tankless composition, Helena has been left up this entire time, and Helena can just walk over and straight up kill the Yulia. I think D-Lit's a good ban, because D-Lit's support, and I think it's actually a little bit risky to give Ed double act again here, because something could happen from that, but I almost certainly Ed is going to pick Rain.
Let's see if if he proves us wrong here. We're right.
Okay, so Helena.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
There we go. There's your solid pick. Because it came 2 turns earlier, but still in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Rain. Okay. You know,
Kira.
no big surprise.
Yeah. Oh no, Burn.
The Kiera is left out. Oh my goodness.
I find that really surprising, but I guess Burn lands one big sword dance, and this team's pretty fucked.
Kiera got the slap of disrespect. I am shocked.
Burn's fine, but yeah.
Yeah, Burn is fine. Yeah, I'm just surprised. Kiera, like, she's such a highly bannable unit. She survived the all the way to the end. R.I.P. Kiera.
Yeah, I just feel like Kira could go in, and she's also off healing, and she could pretty much have her maybe not Reen. Rosalia and Florentia probably. And
yeah.
And even Gospel would be really good. Burn faction buff for Ares and Helena? Yeah, that's good.
That makes sense. I agree to that. Yeah, no, I do agree.
Ares does like burn faction buff, but I mean, it's alright. But yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry.
That's okay.
Mass attack for Reen, for Tejas. Tejas not bringing strengthen, which it's alright.
Alright, so the only thing on the Ed side is like, you got basically no faction buff at all, so it's gonna be all units just self-buffing themselves and going in, and interesting enough.
Yeah, I think I like strengthen on Tejas a bit more, but I don't fault it too much. Burn bringing sword dance, Apex boots burn. Generally, it's definitely freeze. You can tell because Int and MDef aren't green. Full healer Liko as expected.
And you got the dinos on the Helena there. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think in this case you'd probably want to run Angels. I mean,
like, I imagine he's probably going to try to one-shot one of the squishier units like Live Genesis or Devoted Seal.
Okay. Yeah, what Pete's going for here is he wants Helena to kill the Reen, more or less.
Yeah, it's just like he always has his eyes set on that. That's for sure.
Ares bringing AoE's a little interesting, but I think it's mostly just because Ares is here to pull Ed's team in so this burn can reach.
The burn can reach me, and then hope that the Reen doesn't lay down his own AoE. That's the only thing you gotta be concerned about.
This is actually a 12,700 HP Reen, which is
Woo!
pretty thick.
He's been working out, guys.
Oh,
Oh, look, he's already flexing. He's chatting up.
So yeah, Ed this in these opening turns isn't really gonna want to get anywhere close to Pete. Reen needs to get transformation, which means Reen can't do anything until turn 3.
Yep. So it's gonna be the stall game, guys. Thankfully, this is not happening in real time.
It definitely goes a lot better this way.
It does. It's hard to commentate when nothing happened for 60 seconds. And like, oh, a player moves one space. Exciting.
They're really, yeah. Excuse me. Dying, literally. Okay,
Oh, the Helena goes in, and she's going like, all right, let's see these bone dinos do something.
yeah, Ed fishing for Tenyos indeed. This is a little risky. This reads on Forest Isle, but I'm pretty sure Helena will kill anyway. I didn't check if it's Brace or Reed, but we'll find out, right? So.
Right.
His defense is pretty low. It's a lot of HP. The most important thing is that Steel Wings have aerobatics up, which is 20% damage reduction. So Helena is hitting into 50% damage reduction Steel Wings. I mean, but Bone Dinos do hit pretty fucking hard, so.
Yeah, they can I feel like it could kill there, especially if not from the initial attack, definitely from the follow-up for the AoE blast.
Okay,
But it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't go for Reen at all, okay.
See, guys, great commentary, talking about somebody else. But she does kill. She does kill. So we were right about that. She did definitely kill somebody.
Yeah, she kills anything on this team. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
probably even with Angels. Yeah, Helena hadn't moved yet, so this doesn't give over turn priority. I don't think that you need to kill the Helena immediately. Like, you don't need to act again to do this. You can just kill the Helena at the beginning of next turn. And
yeah, there's nothing on Pete's side to follow up. That Helena there was just pure. She did her job basically. She wanted to get rid of the other Helena.
Yeah, and then Ares is not single target, so as long as this is Brace or Reen, there should be absolutely no chance of Ares killing this. And then you'd have an act again available for next turn, and you'd be in a much better position. Just a little hasty.
But does it anyway. Well, now that's going to make that Florentia completely useless now for any threat she had like in future turns. So definitely a panic move on Ed's side.
Yeah, this needs to be a little. Just if you have turn priority, you just don't need to kill them right now. That's all there is to say.
Yeah, but he's just like, no, she has to die now. She killed my Helena. I have to avenge her. Oh, the anti-hero on the Ares there, really lucky with the RNG.
Michu is mentioning that Liko was out of Landius range and there was potential to snipe her at some point.
Oh, okay. Even I didn't see that. Let's see.
Yeah, I see exactly what Michu is saying. You would just go for an act again on somebody, and then you would teleport somebody in, and then Liko's not in guard range. Liko is the biggest healer for the composition, and if that happens, then Reen can definitely land a much better AoE. So, good eye.
That's a really good eye. Thank you, Michu, for the that great observation.
Yeah, I went to round 1. Yeah, that would definitely be a really good start. If after that Reen gets a fat AoE and there's no healer, I mean, I think it's definitely worth trading Rosalia for that, for instance.
Oh yeah, because again, that's basically it's a now then it'd be like because now Pete is going to definitely gotta have to play the turtle game here and just try to withstand the blows that Ed's going to deliver. And right now, I would say work is definitely in Pete's favor.
Maybe Reen does something. I mean, he's still a pretty good character.
All right, let's see what the random crap he throws. And it's bullcrap.
And no clock. And yeah, just Liko cast Mass Protect. Especially if this was a Liko with the new staff, Reen would probably not do much against her at all.
Yeah.
Now it feels like Burn just slowly wins this game.
Now it becomes the one-man Burn show. Watch him do his magic and stomping on people's faces.
Lando should lose a life here.
Oh yeah, most.
You'd have to have a pretty bad Rosalia for that to not be the case.
Oh, and there you go. Rosalia did her job.
So Lando is dead.
Oh, he lives. But now he's dead.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Damn.
It was still a good AoE anyway. Definitely worth it. This should kill. But those also kills, although...
Yeah, that would kill,
yeah. Yeah, TSdL doesn't have teleport up, so she can't reach Ares. And that's the problem, I think.
Yeah, now, and then,
Ares is here to pretty much just hunt this TSdL down. Could breeze TSdL, but Ares is going to go straight for this TSdL. If it's Rag, she's 100% dead. She's probably even dead without. Should be dead to Ares basic. This is risky, yeah.
Oh, does it?
Double crit.
Double crit. This is lucky stars. Oh, close.
I think Burn did bring parry. No, that was a different game. On the same map, incidentally.
The same map, they all blend in. Alright, so Reen kills a Licorice, so now it's can Reen outlast? Because there goes the Burn. I mean,
man,
now
how did it get to here?
It was basically it was able to move in fast enough. It was able to catch up. Death Crystal says Pete was just too tank pushy. That makes sense. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he was just like could have waited definitely a few more turns for the rest of the team to catch up.
Yeah, I guess it's just turn priority, and Landius basically going down like nothing. The heal reversal, and then there only being one healer.
Marine AoE skill did this trick, ruined everything that Pete had planned.
Yeah, I guess if Pete kills Reen with Helena, or at least tries, which I'm pretty sure with Bone Dino she should be able to do it. And then I think Pete just wins this. There's not a great way to get through Landius. Like, Rosalia would die for it. Maybe it has more to do with... Yeah, okay. This is one of the... Well, no. Burn can attack Rosalia here. Ares could 3C on a Liko tile and try to kill Rosalia. If he's Judge Talisman, it should work. And then at that point, there'd be nothing that can hit Landius. Yeah, something like that. Landius would die to the... Nope, flow AoE down. But yeah, I never have liked fighting Reen with just one healer.
Reen can still do damage. He can still be annoying if the right debuffs hit. That's for sure.
Yeah, at this point, it's like I don't think Ares can win this.
No, he's not going to be able to win Whisper for both units. That's for sure.
He has to kill Florentia, I guess. I mean, he could hide right here if he wanted to. Nothing could reach him.
Hide for one turn, but eventually you gotta face him. You gotta eventually have to face his fears. And he chooses to face his fears now. That's good to Florentia. Oh, good job, buddy.
Yeah, Reen just AoEs here.
Oh boy. Yep. Okay.
There's no way Ares ever wins
Yeah.
that. Well, I mean, he could have ran away and tried to wait for 3C, but you probably should. You probably should.
Yeah, at least it gives you like at least better odds in your favor than just charging in like suicidal style, hoping for the best. But oh well. And
I think Pete made some really good swaps here because Ed's clearly playing a much more single target focused box, so Albedo is one of the best tanks versus single target. And then you just ban out the threatening AoE, maybe Yulia too. Takes out Kruger and Himiko for even more long legs than Rosalia, and Altamuller to clean sweep after presumably a first Hilda ban.
that's interesting. You guys read the Himiko because I definitely would have kept her in just because that was the problem. Like, was that the P couldn't slow down Ed fast enough to move in.
Yeah, Himiko could have been really good last game.
Mm-hmm.
Hilda first ban when you're playing a single target box makes sense, and yeah, so good.
Yep.
Good.
No Hildas allowed.
And picks Albedo, which is, I think it's fine against this box.
Albio, you're going to be good for the next month until Christina comes out.
Yeah.
Get your vouchers ready, people.
I find it interesting that Ed banned Liko because she didn't seem like she was performing effectively last game. And then banning Rosin, I feel Florentia is a bit more threatening, but I mean, maybe he expects Pete to be disrespectful and give him a late Reen again? I don't know. Or maybe he's gonna pick Reen.
Reen could do his shenanigans again, laying down random buffs just to annoy. So, like he did, like worked last game. Let's see if he gets the if he comes in this time, 5th round pick.
Banning out Ellen, which I mean, if you're Albedo, I don't think she needs to. And Rosalia.
No, that makes a little sense. In all honesty, Albedo can take the hits. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if your troops ever go down, then L1 will kill her. So you probably don't want to mess with L1.
Yeah. I don't know. No faction buff, I guess. So no glory. And picks up the Florentia. And then Ed said no Empire allowed, so gets rid of the Ares and the Bernhardt.
Albedo, I do think, is actually pretty good against Mariel. I mean, it depends on how much defense your Albedo has, but Albedo can counter Mariel pretty hard, and then Mariel will have a lot of trouble assassinating things. It's really hard to do that with no troops.
Mm-hmm.
And she is kind of short leg, but I guess Pete's playing tank push, so being short leg isn't too big of a problem, but I mean, Pete still has a lot of range.
Yeah, so, and then Ed's, like, he has no more tanks, so, definitely, again, Pete's playing the slow tank push this time, where Ed tried to go dive in again. I'm not picking high mobility units, so.
Albedo can definitely counter kill Highlands. It does depend on her defense, but it also depends on whether or not she procs Thorns. And even if it's not like full counter kill, it kills enough of them to make some of Mariel's kills shaky. Yeah, ban wise, I think banning Sherry's fine.
That makes sense.
Sherry can kill Flo if she brings goblins in the right build, and then
Yeah.
Helena. I guess Pete's
Eh.
just banning the calves, just in case, just to make sure Albedo's nice and safe.
Still, the disrespect towards Irene and the Lucretia. He's not afraid of the. I definitely would have got rid of Lucretia much sooner. Just because Albedo, I feel, is quite useless to magic range attacks.
Yeah, I'd rather leave something like Rosalia up and yeah, ban probably Lucretia instead. I think I think everything else is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Alt has to bring his own faction buff. Without his 2C passive that heals him and stuff, it could definitely be harder for him to score a follow-up kill after the first one. But he'll definitely get one kill and injure another person pretty badly. Alt is pretty reasonably good against tankless. He does have to reach, does need to get some stacks, and Alt is also bringing faction buff for Flo, which is really nice to have.
Yeah, I think that was like basically the main reason, make Flo a much bigger threat for Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helena gets banned, which Helena is again one of Pete's best picks against Ed's box.
Oh, and there's the cancer for Albedo right there. Lucretia has risen.
Yeah, at this point, you probably want to ban Reen and Ares. The rest of the stuff is fine. Yulia is a bit of a problem, but not really. It's tankless. You still can pick Elwyn. Elwyn just completely ruins Yulia's day if she doesn't have a tank. Kira can snipe her for free. Lucretia can do Lucretia things.
Just do her thing to be overpowered. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's apart from the rain and the Ares, there's no other big threats. The thing with Yulia, she removes the
I think
Liana there instead.
I think banning Liana's okay too, but I probably would. I'd probably ban Ares instead, just to prevent any sort of annoying Lucretia Ares AoE follow up. Just because this team's not really getting through Albedo. Well, you know what? It's TSdL Lucretia. That's pretty scary for Albedo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, now we got double the mages that's raining down hell on her. She's not gonna live long, that's for sure.
You pick Ares here, and between TSdL and Lucretia, they should be able to get one life, and then Ares can follow up at some point. Limited healing left for Pete's side. Florentia can generally always full heal Albedo, though. We'll see. I don't think Pete needs to pick TSdL there. I feel either Rosalia or Elwyn would be better against this sort of tankless team.
Yeah, like TSdL, she can definitely snipe and one-shot targets, like if she does for abilities right. But yeah, no, Elwyn and Rosenstiel would definitely be able to go in more easier and live.
Yeah, the other thing is, yeah, teleport alt is the play here, but the problem is Ed should always be able to have something up, especially if he picks Ares here, that can kill whatever Pete would want to teleport in. And if alt gets teleported in and then gets hit by something, even supposing that he survives, he still can't follow up off of that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say, like, Ed, he's definitely going to be the one moving in, so teleport is kind of useless on Pete's end, because he's definitely playing the more turtle comp here.
Yeah, I think Elwyn is the move, because you pick Elwyn, you can just send him in to trade for any one of these units. He has an Endure. That kind of locks Ed into having to pick up Florentia to try to get Act again and kill Elwyn that turn, or else Elwyn's gonna get a 2-for-1. So yeah. Tina's still good though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she'll kill something, or at least you hope so.
I don't think Rosenstiel does anything you'd want against this team that Flo doesn't do.
Yeah, that's a bit of a dead pick, I gotta admit. Even D-Lib would have been a lot more useful for the additional damage buff she provides.
Yeah, D-Lib actually could do some good damage to Albedo too. She just has to bring heavy infantry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not The only thing I can really think of is that he can at least buff up the Lucretia if Rosella brings up the her Empire buff, and that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah. And Pete has Cura or Lucretia. both,
My goodness!
both amazing
Disrespect.
picks. Both amazing picks.
Man, I wish my games were like this.
But I do kind of understand it because Ed's banning out the range, and the range is somewhat more threatening, although I feel that Ed does not have the firepower to break through this before he just dies to beat stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see already like his units getting wear down before they even get in. But we'll see if well, let's see what Ed picks for his last unit. I hope it's a D-Lit.
Yeah, I think D-Lit is the better choice here. I guess Yulia's annoying because she has at least one revive, but her legs seem too short.
Yeah, well, that's the whole reason why you don't see Yulia too often. All right, good. Okay, it's D-Lit. Thank God I'm right.
I don't know. I think even with Sorks, a good Lucretia should be able to kill all on a tree, but maybe I'm wrong. Yep, standard.
Single target Lucretia there, so definitely going to try to gun down and one-shot everything. Might as well, considering that Rosencio there blocking all the buffs.
Fireball is a nice tech, just to deal with this albedo.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, no infantry D-Lit is not really what you want. If D-Lit attacks this albedo and Thorns proc, she just dies. You need heavy infantry because the heavy infantry will kill the crystal molders first, and then D-Lit will attack into the albedo, and usually she has enough HP to survive a Thorns proc on that.
My only guess is that Ed probably just doesn't have heavy infantry build up for D-Lit, so that's probably the reason why. That's my only guess.
I would suggest
the Highlands.
I would suggest not running D-Lit then. She really needs heavies for these kinds of matchups exactly. Block on albedo could have been swapped for her other 1C. I don't know what her other 1C is because I don't play albedo. What is her other 1C? Some fixed damage thingy?
Fixed damage?
Yeah.
Well, you never know. The block could be useful against the Merido when she comes in, like gun hoeing. It could definitely save the Beetle's life.
Yeah, it's mostly just against Mario, but I think it's okay. Not a big deal.
All right, so there you go. It's like right there you go. I'm buffing up the Lucretia, make her do. Yep, and Pete is totally playing the turtle game, saying, "Come at me, bro. I can wait 5 turns for you."
Yeah, I mean, also really big win condition here for Pete. It's just really hard for this team to deal with because you by the time you're getting through this albedo, Alt is going to kill a bunch of your team.
If it's not the albedo, then it's gonna be
Lucretia or TSdL.
Lucretia or Mage, whoever is act again. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Russia's. Oh, 2 breezes on Pete's side. Interesting. Breeze the Ultimate Miller and Breeze the Lucretia.
Yeah.
It's a breeze party, people. Breezes for everybody.
Vampire bats on alt. I do think they would be better too, especially because you had to run faction buff, so the actual healing, and it's not bracer, which means his damage is a lot better, but his defensive aspects are a lot worse. He's pretty likely to die to some sort of counter, especially if it's Twilight Star, which does not look like either of these units are Twilight Star. Doesn't, and Mariel though, but can Mariel kill an alt? Probably without bracer.
I would say not if it was on the initial hit, probably, but definitely not on the second.
Yeah, and as long as Alt's on a tree, he's probably fine.
It's interesting. Ed's backing up here, and Peace making the slow push towards the middle. Ed is just, I feel like it's just waiting for his lucky breeze proc. Question is, will he get it?
Yeah, it's really hard with that breeze on Alt for Ed to move up at all because, I mean, Pete has turn priority, and as soon as he does, Alt can just wreak havoc. What is that, like every single person on? Okay, not T-Jess. But yeah.
No. T-Jess can teleport anyway, so does it really matter?
I mean, this is part of why Lucretia is so broken. She has a breeze in this position. She can just yeet into the team, take her pick, and then just pull herself back with the puppet. And I mean, the puppet at that point is out of range, but puppet for a unit is a pretty good trade.
And she looks damn good while doing it. Oh, saves the mirror though. Gotta save her.
Excuse me, sir. FBI, open up.
I done nothing, I swear. She's a robot. Thank you. Thank you for the save. It's okay if she's a robot.
You can't even hide from the Alt with the Tenyos. This is absolutely brutal.
Alright, goodbye Genesis. There goes one little girl.
All this game analysis for Alt to just get a 10 years breeze and just totally shit on the enemy team.
I tell you, man, breezes changes everything. Every person will tell you. What's strategy when you get breezes procs?
Interesting that Pete's bringing in Kruger over Fiera. Ed's still making no changes.
No. Yeah, and now Carrera's gone. Oh, wow. Okay.
Kruger's good on this map. He flies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he flies. Pete did remove a lot of the AoE in his box, but I don't know. If
Who get the breeze proc this game, guys? Take your bets now.
let's just see how it goes. Ed should bring more AoE. Player 1 on tank push player is good on this map. Yeah, yeah. Again, I think we're probably just going to see both players ban Hilda. Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't want to do. And the Elwin, first pick for on Ed's side. Really wants to bring that, see if he can charge down, bring the glory. So now he does, half his box now is going to get a glory faction buff, which is going to be great for him.
Yeah, what Michu is saying is that if Ed brings a lot of AoE here, then the nature of this map forces player 2, who wants to play tank push, which Pete has pretty clearly shown that he's not exactly comfortable going outside of the tank push. Your units just all bunch up around here, and it's really easy for repeated AoE to take out such a player. You target out the healers, and then you just AoE the shit out of them.
Pick burn.
Look, I'm a coward, okay? But that doesn't mean I should advise people to be a coward. He's telling me to first pick burn.
No, we got the Abito again. Well, waifu tank's better than burn, I guess.
I mean, against most of the stuff that's physical, yeah.
And we finally get to see the Cherry as well after 2 games of her not seeing much action. Ed's finally bring her in for, which is actually, Cherry's actually pretty damn good on this map, I have to admit, just because of the tight constraints of the floating courtyard provides. I basically put your units within a small corridor, so makes Cherry passive go up quite easily.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is if there's bulky units, then you can sort of just block off Sherry around the pillars, and then Shadow Raid can't really hit anything.
Not for the first few turns, but definitely, like I say, by the fourth or fifth turn, when the fire starts pushing out of that corridor, then you can easily do it. Because then you have to spread out, and there's not much room to maneuver.
So Rosin Seal getting picked means that Ed is most likely, or that Pete is most likely going to leave Reen up. Reen's not so great against Rosin Seal unless there's like multiple AoE debuffers, which there isn't in Ed's box. Maybe could leave Lucretia, but Lucretia can just flex between single target or AoE anyway, so she'd probably just bring single target to deal with the albedo. But because there's so little AoE in the box, you make one pick dead, right? It's just Reen. I don't think Rosin is a particularly strong pick here. Again, we're fighting tankless. Helena could just one-shot this Elwyn. She wins the range war, totally.
Yeah, no, it's especially when considering on Pete's side, he still has a lot of units here that can easily like I said, do far range damage. Like, see, you got the Kruger still, you got his own Cherry and Lucretia that can self heal or provide healing to others. So I think Pete is just doubling down just on the tank turtle game, and that's it.
Yeah, Misha brings up a good point, is that Albedo and Rosin will cover single target and AoE respectively. Maybe Sherry assassinating something can go through. It could be difficult, like I said, if the pillars get blocked though. And with Rosin, Albedo can't be stunned by Sherry. So
Oh yeah, that removes her free C ability right there.
So player 1 Rosin Seal, that conversely makes the Kruger on Pete's side pretty dead. But the rest of Pete's units can just they're all single target. Burn looks good here.
Or the Ares. Well,
Ares still good. He checks Elwyn, but I feel Helena is a stronger pick than Ares if you want to go that route. But it is floating courtyard. Ares is really good on this map with some swaps that he can do. Probably does have some better range than Helena in some situations.
yeah, at least Ares can go in the straight line, unlike Helena has to go around and take the long way around. Like, at least, and then if Ares does hit at the right point, it could just like completely mess up Ed's formation or any formation he has.
Ares better than Helena on this map, yeah. You guys are right. But and Burn would have been good though. And yeah, if it's Rag Ares, then he should be able to run. Yeah, Rag Ares should one-shot a Sherry, I would say, without a noble charge. It's Scarlet Ares. We saw that earlier, I suppose. Mariel's short leg, but I mean, so was D-Lit is a bit longer leg.
Not a big fan of the Meridol pick personally. I don't know. She's going to be lagging behind, I feel, in this game.
I mean, definitely better than Yulia. It's pretty much just D-Lit or Mariel, right? Or maybe you pick Act again.
He needs an guard, but that's if the Meridol can kill. Because the problem is that Beetle can like take the Meridol down quite a bit.
Yeah, and Helena gets picked here. I mean, there's just so much single target in Pete's box that it's really hard for Ed. I feel like he needed to bring in another tank if he wanted to fight this kind of single target box. Either that or he needs to pick in a way to outrange, but Pete brought out the Albedo, so no matter what, he was going to have a really good tank against single target, whether it be Hilda or Albedo. And if you're gonna get in this single target war, you need some way to get around the tank, i.e. AoE or assassins. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You just need some way to get around the tank when you're playing a single target box like this if you run into an Albedo Hilda box. Probably Lucretia.
Lucretia, yeah. There you go.
Lucretia 5th pick again. It's crazy. But I mean, it's either give him give Pete even longer range or give him somewhat shorter range. And it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Michu brings up a good point, saying like this game is already decided just from the pick ban phase alone. Like I feel, oh, you got the breeze. Anyway, I hope you guys bet on the Beetle getting the breeze first.
6C on Liana. Ed does have 2 healers, and that's also kind of a problem. There's just not enough DPS, and even Helena with Royal Calves probably like Mariel can't do anything. She can't even kill the Helena.
I say the only thing that works in Ed's favor right now is like at least he has Elwyn there just to give a faction buff to units, but that's about it. So it's faction buff units against non-faction buff ones, but that's you got Rosen still have faction buff half in them, so
yeah, bringing Noble Charge is fine here. I would say one thing you might want to do if you're bringing faction buff with Ares is that you probably want to move Ares first. I can still understand what you want to leave Ares up so Ed can't just push up, but if it goes to a longer game and Ares has faction buff and it ticks down to 1, then when he uses 3C, it won't overwrite the attack buff and he will lose it. So it can be a little awkward, but all the skill sets are standard. Pete has too many threats that healers aren't good versus. Pretty much. Like, 2 healers is really good against AoE, not so much single target.
yeah, but Ed's just gonna wait back until I'm. Oh, we got the breeze on the cherry. That's interesting.
Yeah, but Ed's just zoned so hard here by this Ares. Ares got a breeze too.
Too many breezes. That's all I'm gonna say. Too many breezes.
Yeah, at this point, Ares can reach the entire enemy team. He could kill Elwyn if he wants.
The only thing is, if that Cherry had Goblin Riders and was like 1 space closer, he could have maybe got the Ares there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If it's Goblin Riders, Ares gets hit by Rag, and then he's dead. But I mean, Ed would have had to predict that he got a Tenyo breeze. So.
I know. Yeah.
And trade in this situation is really favorable for Pete. Don't think he has to Crystal Ward here. I don't think I would even bring Crystal Ward. Yeah.
Did Lucretia just get a breeze now?
She did. Yeah, Pete doesn't have to bring Crystal Ward here. Miracle's better. Nothing really threatening Rosin. I mean, maybe Mariel when she reaches, but by the time Mariel reaches, I mean, even Helena has a breeze. Like, what can Ed hope to do here? It's
you
really
get a breeze.
rough.
You get a breeze. They get a breeze. Everybody gets a breeze.
Yeah, Helena's just gonna kill Mariel.
Yep. Here's Helena. Hi and goodbye.
Ares kills Sherry or even Elwyn. Either one works, and then it's pretty much GG.
Oh man. Once again. What's strategy when you got breezes?
I mean, I put the Tenyos on the people, right? That's strategy.
Yeah. That's strategy, yeah. Yeah, you did move your units forward, and oh, you have another breeze. All right.
Kill Sherry or Elwyn does not matter too much either way. At this point, it's an Elwyn versus Ed just concedes. I think the biggest thing Ed didn't do is he never changed anything in his box. He really just didn't adapt to what Pete was bringing at all.
Well, you could say that, but still, this was a game like that was decided on breezes alone. I feel.
even disregarding the breezes in this instance,
The 5 breezes.
yeah, even disregarding that totally, Pete's team completely outranged Ed's. And Ed had 2 healers and no sort of tank against a heavy single target composition. I feel that the breezes just expedited Ed's death rather than decided this match.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, no, it was definitely tough for Ed even from the beginning. But yeah, you're right. Breezes just made the game a lot more quicker. So
Yeah.
GG to Pete.
Yeah, congratulations to Pete for this was him advancing to the round of 32. And better luck next time to Ed. Congratulations for him making it so far. Round of 64.